Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you're all having a good Sunday morning. Anyway, let's get this thing started, shall we? So, this is Robotech Battlecry. We're going to be playing on hard mode tonight. Well, this morning all. So, for those that don't know, Robotech Battlecry is based off the series Robotech, which is in turn based off of 3 different animes. Well, it's an adaptation of 3, which are Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, Super Dimensional Fortress Southern Cross, and I always forget the last one on that one. So, it is what it is on that one. But hopefully you all enjoy the run. There'll be a lot of interesting tech. There'll be a lot of fun things. So, I guess without further ado, I will tell you guys when we're ready to start. We're going to be telling the story of Jack Archer here. So, it'll hopefully be interesting. And hopefully you'll all enjoy it all. So now, because I can't check on some of the stuff, but do what we can do. Anyway, one of the nice things about it is that we get to start at the first screen here instead of having to watch the intro cutscene. One of those interesting things on that one. But, I guess whenever you guys want me to hit start on this one, I'm ready to go on that one. We all ready to go on your end, everybody? Guess I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Anyway, so Robotech Battlecry, as I said, it's based off the old show. You know, Robotech, in and of itself is based off of the old show. You know, the 3 animes, Super Dimensional Fortress, Southern Cross, well, Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, Super Dimensional Fortress Southern Cross, and I always forget the last name of the show. Anyway, first things first, flying around, gotta protect Macross Island after a great war ended on Earth. You know, basically in one night. As it's stated in the actual video, well, the opening cutscene, that it ended in one night, taking a miracle, aka humanity found out it wasn't the only species in the universe. So, the beginning here, we've just got to take out the, actual fighter pods. And early on, it's just essentially, let's, use efficiently. You'll notice that I'll be switching between all 3 modes of Battletech, or Valkyrie, if you're familiar with Macross. But first things first, we'll be using Battlecry for some of the stuff because it has the ability to actually turn 360 degrees, whereas the Guardian mode, which is that hybrid mode between the two, between a fighter and a Battlecry, can only go forward but has some turns, while fighter, it's a fighter. You can't really turn that much without going all the way around. So you'll notice me quickly changing between the enemy fighter pods here and using missiles efficiently. Quickly changing targets. Now, I'm using the GameCube version here because it's what I grew up with, and also it has a lot of different things. Majority of this mission by the legendary Skull, himself, Roy Foker. Fun shout out to, I believe the last name is a reference to the Red Baron. But anyway, we're going to quickly change targets here and there. You can notice that I'm using the actual Battlecry for turning. That's because it's a lot easier to turn, and keep a constant, turn without having to fire, without having to loop around. Do a little bit of strafing. With Battlecry, it has heavy missiles. Sorry, with the fighter, it has heavy missiles, and a machine gun. The Battlecry has well, I'll explain more about that later on. But for now, we just want to quickly use our missiles efficiently to take out the enemies as fast as possible. Mind you, the buttons that are used to switch between them is the D-pad, so GameCube D-pad. So what I'm doing right here is looking for enemies using the radar. When they're flying towards me, of course, I'm going to use that to my advantage. We launch some missiles there. The nice thing about Battlecry is that it's got a lot of the ability to lock on fast and easy. And it's got the most accurate of, auto-targeting with the 3 modes. So because of that, you'll notice me switching back and forth and firing at a distance. That's because that's a higher chance of actually hitting enemies at a distance. And because of that, it's very useful for getting out, for actually quickly turning and actually taking care of enemies at a distance. Now we have to protect these Sea Sergeant helicopters. Again, if you see me transform, to a like Guardian on that one by accident, it's namely GameCube D-pad. Because GameCube D-pad. Anyway, some missiles there. That should take care of that one. Now we're protecting the protecting Macross Island here because on the day the fortress was supposed to be completed, Zentradi attacked. So, so they found a thing with Robotechnology or, various things. I have to go back and rewatch Macross, tell you the original name on that one, but we got through first mission. Now, Countdown, we got to protect the, we're going into the city, protect the civilians and stuff like that. So skip the cutscenes, quickly switch, quickly turn, straight on that one. If we ain't fighting this one, we want to be in fighter. If we ain't, if we need to get from point A to point B, we need to be in the fighter. It's got the fastest speed of all 3 modes. Guardian having lighter missiles, it's useful. The only problem about the early missions here is that sometimes it gets hard. It gets, turned around with that one because honestly, buildings. I think we could just, get rid of the buildings, but you sort of can't. Some of that is a little bit too far. Want to fire quickly? Not know if the missiles have actually gotten all of them. Anyway, we'll fly through. We change to Guardian. We use Guardian's laser missiles to take out these enemies. We change to Fighter. Oops, a little bit too far there. Yep. Now then, you may wonder why hard mode. The game is actually considered hard, and hard mode is, hard mode. The run is still a little new. Well, I won't say new because it's been around for like 6+ months, but the, it's been out for a while. The thing about the Guardian's missiles are they are a lot more maneuverable, but they don't have as much range or deal as much damage. So you'll see me do some quick changes here and there. And now Lisa, and it's one of those things, anime trope, you can immediately tell she's a Lisa on that one. But we are going to fly, we have to protect these destroids, so first things first, we're going to fly over here. It's like, why are you doing this? Because we're going to take out these battle before they can get to the enemies. Well, we're going to take them out before they can get to the destroids. And now that we've gotten rid of that side, we go over here, quickly take these out. Using the ammo properly, conserving what we've got. Do that there. Use that. Asteroids do not have as much health as I'd like. I'll play conservatively here. After all, it is a marathon. We'll use that there. Besides the next side that'll have the most enemies there. Using the radar to actually be able to help with showing which side's going to be that one. And we've saved the actual asteroids. Now, bursting point, as it says, basically their barrier system is going to self-destruct. This is pretty much before to the Macross. Now, because of them having to escape and attack, they did what is known as a hyperspace fold. I do not know what the term would be in Macross, but essentially, they took a chunk of the island with them, and although Jack is not present because of being injured, a lot of the people, a lot of his friends from the academy were no longer there, yada yada yada. Go watch both Macross and Robotech to get the full story. I will try to explain the best I can, but still. Anyway, this mission, we're flying with Izzy. I don't know if it's show or not, but either way, we're going to defend the SDF-1. Surprisingly, it does have to. This is a mission where the barrier will go down no matter what you do. What we're hoping to do, because this is a speed run, is allow that to happen as fast as possible. You may think, oh, if we're trying to let that happen, why would we let the why do we shoot down fighters? Because the objective specifically says we have to help defend it. Just sitting around and doing nothing basically means you will fail the mission. Yeah, it's one of those catch-22s. You want to do it. So what I'm doing over here is trying to limit the amount of explosions in the game. If we can't take down the ship here, just waiting here, and letting a lot of the ships just hang out. The fighter pod, actually just hang out, that kind of stuff like that. Helps cut down on the explosions and stuff in the background. While at the same point allowing for the ships to dish out more damage, as we're relying on Izzy to try to take them down versus us. So, if you guys got any questions about the show, or the game itself, let me know. I'll try to explain it as I can. Anyway, just fly. I'll try to explain everything on that one. Like, each of those has its own secondary ability. With the Battlecry, it's the ability to, it's its machine gun, which can be used to shoot down missiles. Fighters got decoys, as well as the missiles. Guardian has lighter missiles, but can also, grab things. While, the Battlecry's got a sniper rifle. You'll see that here and there, because manual targeting, some things. Now, the fighter has the, you have to actually auto-target with it, but, at the same point, you deal a lot more damage, because of the machine gun rate of fire. And yes, Izzy, we know, you're smart, beautiful, and deadly on that one. Anyway, I'm just gonna hang out here, wait for the ship to say, the barrier's going down. The reason why I leave the cannons there is because, honestly, if you do get rid of them, you actually can, it will actually take longer because the cannons are dealing a lot of damage on that one. So we're just going to wait here to said, cut down a little bit on what's, shown. That one, since the enemies will spawn on both sides. We're hoping to weaken some of them while still allowing them to, do a little bit of damage on the SDF-1. And as I said, I highly recommend checking out the, both Robotech and Macross. In fact, both of them are on Amazon Prime, so definitely check it out. Come on now. Give me the actual thing for it. It's one of those things, it's not so much an auto-scroller as it's more of a, you gotta let it, you know, go through the thing. There's ways to actually make it slow down, but speed up. But when it does, good. Here we go. It's getting to worry. Anyway, we're just going to use that again. You know, like wait for, say, yeah, the barriers show us to get out of there. The barrier's gonna burst. So yeah. Yep, there we go. Now quickly mash through, and now force of arms. Essentially, because of everything on that one, a chunk of the Earth was basically destroyed. You know, bombarding from space. So this is our first boss fight stage. So what we want to do is straight off the back, just get rid of as many enemies as we can to blow up the boss while maintaining a bit of health. Again, quick turns are really useful here because honestly, we want to conserve missiles. And we'll be fighting against an ace. So what I'm doing right now is just working on getting some of the kills needed to lure them out. Quickly turn again. Again, you'll see where the auto-targeting is useful. That one. Now I'm going to take out these. Because they help, you know, because we'll be flying around in this actual arena to fight through the game, you know, fight the boss. You want to not have to deal with the enemy, with the lasers. Come on, dude. There we go. For some reason, it doesn't let me lock into them. It can happen here and there. Unlike the PlayStation and the Xbox version, the GameCube version only has one button for targeting, for switching targeting without using the C-stick. Again, we want to get rid of things that fire missiles because they can lock in on us. We want to conserve our missiles here and there, because we're going to want them. Use them there. Quick turns again. Quickly do that one there. Quick turn again. Quickly turn back. Battle into fighter to get some quicker damage. See the next fighter over there. We want some missiles there. Deal out some damage. Quickly turn, you know, retarget the enemy that's the closest to us as well. If they're going to come right at us, then we're going to want to actually use that to our advantage as well. Faster its output. So let's go for that one there, that one there. Now.
That's right. Jack the Giant Killer.
Pretty slow, but that's, you know, for some things, you gotta take you get on something. The game, when it just wants to, you know, not cooperate, it doesn't want to cooperate. Now, you'll hope I don't take a death at all. Here's the boss dude. Normally I could be in here already, but you'll soon actually be able to use the fact that the Battlecry can shoot down missiles rather than using decoys. If we want our missiles to be able to fire at her. And this is to help minimize damage. And after all, it is hard mode. And because we can do that, that seriously helps limit the amount of damage we take. Luckily, we only have to get her down to half health. So we're going to want to do that. Do that one. Now, because he's almost gone, we can go really aggressive on this part. Just, go with that one as fast as we can. Normally, I'd hope to be further along into the next mission by now, but what can we do? There we go. Quickly mash through, and now we're on to the chapter 2. So this mission is essentially just get to the enemy actual supply depots and get rid of them as fast as possible. You technically can fire, aim without, auto. You can actually get them without needing to go into sniper mode. It's just insanely hard. Not the best at shooting perfectly on that one. But there's one. Quickly U-turn. And again, if we're not firing with that one, it would be to get to a place. We want to be in fighter. So we'll go over here. Boosting as fast as we can. Go over here. Now, I did not talk about was mental stories, but I'll try to talk about that later. There we go. Yeah. Okay, more damage than I wanted, but I can make up for that later. I may wonder why I don't get closer to these things, because the explosions actually damage us. Turn like that. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that there, and we're just about done this. Quickly do some quick safety by launching some missiles at them. Some trotty there. There we go. And we're done with Ambush Hills. You may wonder why I don't go back and just skip stages. You sort of can't. You can unlock the stages in, a lot of different orders, but you really can't. So now we're going to protect Eastone here. I'm going to use Battlecry here for the extra auto-targeting. Now, where are you? There you are. Now, I would be using missiles more, but the thing is that destroying, although we have to protect the Civic Center, which is that giant building in the center, the problem is that if we destroy too much of the town, that still can count as a fail. So we want to use auto-targeting with Battlecry. Some buildings where we can use that one there, that one there, that one there. Use our missiles. Normally, like one volley will get done. The enemies, get rid of the enemies in one go with heavy missiles, but this is more of just to make sure. There's all that. Fly over here. Although Guardian has the ability to actually, hover in midair, which is very useful. We're just going to use that here and there. Okay, where are you? That means I've got to, be careful, basically. Just all the targeting. That there. Trying not to hit things, because honestly, hitting anything will automatically turn you into Battlecry or flying too high.
Great job, Wolf 10.
There we go.
Looks like they're breaking off the attack. Move in
Gotta be careful here. You there, you there, you there, you there. Although the actual, yep, that's everything protecting Greystone. Although the fighters' missiles aren't as maneuverable, the fact that they can deal more damage is very useful. Since this is a marathon for good nations, other stuff like that, this is a good time to everybody to actually donate and also help where you can on that one. As right now, we just have to protect these two sergeants to get to the base here. I might add, one nice thing is that, you know, apparently parts of the game actually are based off of the books that were written for Robotech. Again, because there's always some things with Robotech and Macross in itself that I'm not going to get into. That whole kind of again, support both, you know, the original show and Robotech, especially Macross, because Macross, the nice thing about that one was it was one of the shows that helped, you know, popularize the transforming mech genre. So those fans of, you know, Z Gundam and the other stuff, that's where Macross itself was one of the things that did that. And Robotech, it's interesting how they actually, you know, handled the fact in the 80s where you could, where it first showed that these actually, God, what's the term? It's not serialized, it's syndicated. That's it. It had to be a certain number of episodes, so they originally just wanted to show Macross, but they had to, because that was not long enough, they had to come up with something, so they combined it with two other animes, both of which weren't, you know, related to it. And although Fortress Southern Cross does have the, you know, Dimensional Fortress name in it, it's actually not related to Macross. Anyway, we want to do this, there, this, there, this, there. Quickly fire some stuff like that there. Let's shoot rid of them. We'll do that one there, that one there, that one there. The two sergeants are far enough away that I don't have to worry. So we're going to fly over here. This also skips a text box saying, you know, C sergeant saying, hey, the base is under attack. So we'll go like this, fly over here, and start taking out the enemies here. Centrali are basically 40 or 50 feet tall, and one of the reasons why the Battleloid mode exists. Lots of action, lots of fun. Honestly, this one and CBA game and it's, I won't call it a sequel because Invasion is based off the third act of the show. But the way that the company decided to handle Robotech was to actually do it as a generational piece, which actually worked nicely on that one. I have to say, they did what they could. They did a good job of it, but the way that they handled some of it later on is a little crazy on that one. And as I said, that was, we just need to wait here since we'll be helping the destroy there, and we just want to wait on the ground so that way, because it'll immediately end the mission right then and there. If we're in the air, we still have to fall before actually going to the next mission, so it saves a tiny bit of time to do that one.
We're getting out of here. We'll try to swing back later after things
Okay, let's go.
Glad you could join us.
Oh, that's Hero. We'll be seeing him, you know, throughout the game. So we want to take out these. Shoot this enemy over here. Fun fact, if you do not get the enemies over here as well, they will continue, the other enemies will continue to spawn. I could use Guardian mode here, but it's sort of not worth it. Anyway, we need to get like 3 supply crates. Anyway, first use of the fact that the Guardian can actually pick up things. A fun fact, while we're carrying something, we can't change our into another mode. However, the benefit of that is we also can't, accidentally, hitting anything won't automatically turn us into Battleoid. So we want to quickly fly this way. While flying, I want to hold in the missiles button, so that way it'll automatically lock on as soon as I get there. Now, as a positive note, within this mission, all we have to do is just collect the crates and a few other small things, so I can use as much missiles as I want. If you're wondering about the order I do this in, it's more on the whole fact of just like, however, like, boop, 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 like the order that, is closest on that one. I don't know if there's a faster way or not, but we want to take those out. I will maintain my momentum, because although the Guardian has the ability to just straight up hover, which will kill all your momentum, or keep going with the momentum, the thing is that while you're boosting, you will keep your momentum when changing from fighter to another mode, so it's useful, but you also have to be careful so you don't overshoot things. By the way, do let me know if you're enjoying this, if you hear me well enough, chat. But anyway, we'll drop this off. It'll tell us we need to go rescue a downed pilot. Now, I'm doing this so that way I don't automatically, hit something. Normally I would just turn, immediately into fighter, but testing which is safer on that, which actually is faster on that one, so we just need to actually, get rid of these scavengers here, so that way they don't take out the actual pilot we need to rescue. The sad thing is although we pass right by them, we can't just immediately grab them. We actually have to take out those. But we're on our way back, and on our way back we will have some enemies attack. And here will tell us that that's happening. It's interesting on some of the actual things you'll use the longer you take on that one. So we just need to drop them off. Doesn't matter how far up we are, as long as they drop. And we'll be using Guardian here to actually act as a missile platform in a sense. Straight from that one. Do that there, that there. Quickly use that one there. Quickly use on that one. Use that there, and we're good there. So that's that one there. Just wait a minute, folks. Sorry, y'all. Having to stop to get a drink, and you know how that is. So they use one of the auto scrollers later on, but yeah. Anyway, we've got to take out some fighters again. So we'll be doing that. And again, if they're flying right at us, we're going to be using that to our advantage. The nice thing is that honestly, although we have a larger hitbox in Battleoid mode, the nicest thing is that they will fly, is that the animals will fly towards us. So that does help out. Actually get rid of them fast enough. It takes 2 missile volleys of fighter in the fighter mode to actually take out a fighter pod. So you see me weaken it the tiniest bit, and then launch some volleys of missiles at it. That's mainly to help with taking out the fighter faster, while using proper conservation of missiles as well as health and the actual gun pod resources. That there, straight quickly. Quickly, since one is right there. Want to strafe again. So we can use that one. Quickly strafe like that one. Since being able to strafe with the Battlecry mode, this does allow us to do quick turns well. Using the auto-targeting allows us to keep, you know, hitting them with actual damage. That there, that there. The other thing with the fighters' missiles is that because they go for a long time, it's useful on that one. Let's see, one left. Thought I got you, but happens there. And we successfully beaten Deadly Scott, you know, unwanted guests. Now then, we have to destroy a barrier here. Oops. So essentially, we can just ignore everything else. We just have to take out the gun turrets in that one. Okay, come on. I'd want to be further along in that one, but the strafes here and there, guarding quick missiles. That there. That one, and we've taken down the carrier. Sorry, Al. Anyway, Flood City. You've got to rescue some downed, we got to rescue some downed crew members. So I'll fly over here because you may wonder why I'm taking out these enemies here. It's sort of one of those things the others won't spawn unless I do. This is one of the first examples to see of me being able to actually use the fact of the missile groupings and explosions to help with getting rid of large groups of enemies. So I'll fly over here, use the auto-targeting. Missiles there. Take out the scout pod here. As the scout pod jams your radar, and you need to be able to see the actual things. Do that one there. Goes there. Fly over here. Do a quick grab. I know I make that look easy, but that is a little hard because you're trying to maintain your momentum of a fighter into a quick Guardian Stage, into grabbing, while not having completely stopped momentum. Do this quick, so that way I can quickly turn. See there, like how I will let go of the boost. That sometimes actually needs us to help with killing the momentum because of how the game's momentum system works. Stop that there, start shifting. I would turn straight back into fighter there, but the problem is that honestly, like that, for example, how you see that I forgot those are still there. The next set of enemies won't spawn. And I need to be able to actually do that. Now then, I'm going over here. I'm not supposed. The reason why I do this is because honestly, it lets me actually burn all of my missiles while, taking out some of the beginning parts of the enemies, so that way I can get to the next area without having to worry. Now we can ignore these troops here. Wow, I feel behind, but still. Marathon Buck, everybody. Anyway, quickly turn that way, do that there. Try not to hit things in that one. Anyway, we'll be flying this way. Got that there, get rid of these. Missiles there, get rid of them. This scout pod. That. Straights. And now we only have one scout pod left. Do that, and there's Blood City done. Wow, I do feel behind, but eh. Next, Knife's Edge. Gotta take out a, this is another boss fight. So first thing we want to do is quickly change. Quickly change back. Please give me the good pattern. Please, 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 please. See, the boss here can go in one of two directions. It can either go either straight or to the left. If you're lucky, you can have them go straight, as that helps out a lot more. Anyway, we want to change here. Do that quickly. Do that there, conservatively. No, not missing that one. Not the best there. Come on, you. Again, GameCube D-pad, folks. Play conservatively to the health. Normally what I would hope to do is actually fly straight into him, because the fact that he still has collision, he takes damage from collision, means you can fly straight at him and just straight off the back, just use that to your advantage. You'll see me quickly change back and forth between that one. This is so I can actually keep up rate of missile fire to help with him while using the Battlecry's guns to quickly deal out, more damage. There we go. Yeah. Behind on that one. But now you may ask yourself, why am I backing out? Just starting chapter 3. We get an upgrade. We get the VF1J. Now, this gives us some extra speed, a bit more agility. Besides that, we do want to go fast, after all. Now we have to protect this factory here. Nice stick. Apart from everything else, it gives us more missiles. We lose a bit of armor, but the extra speed is just that good, along with the extra agility, because now we can actually start dodging a bit more and doing a lot more strategic things. We'll fly over here now. Make sure to get those out of the way. Fly over here. Try not to hit things. Quickly get rid of that there. We switch, lock on, some enemies, fly that way, do that there. You'll notice me quickly switching between Battleroid and Fighter. This is so I can actually quickly launch missiles and then immediately swap to having the ability to fire, auto-targeting on that one, which is very useful. It also helps with killing the momentum from Fighter. It's not that hard to learn to do. It's a bit, it just requires actually getting the timing down. Again, we want to make sure that if we are if we're not moving, know, if we need to go anywhere, we want to be in the actual fighter mode. I'll do that. Take out this. Now, the best way to tell when this mission is almost over is you will no longer see enemies spawning up here. So once we get done that, fly this way, fly over here. And since I can tell on the radar that nothing's spawning there, I can tell that the mission's going to be over. You know that I've almost done this part of the mission, so what I can do is fly straight this way.
Check your objectives.
To fly towards there, launch some missiles, do some damage. So it doesn't have to hit the full volley to get damage on that one. So you only get the quick hits. Yeah, good enough. See, with that one, you can actually take the hit to transform into Battleoid, make it easier. This is the part where it's just like Guardian or Battleoid works. I just use Battleoid because honestly, I'd rather beat the missiles to help with this part. There's Hero again. There's Hero again. One of Jack's friends. Anyway, we just have to beat this spot until the end of the mission. So we're just going to, you know, stand here, shoot the battle pods while they come. Do some quick strafes. Use some missiles here and there. And once they start waiting for a bit, we're just going to wait here for a quick second and just quickly, you know, like use the fact that we can just sit here and chill and use the extra missiles that we're given from the, you know, to actually make it easier. Sabotage. I gotta remember to play conservatively here. Okay, we gotta take down all these gun turrets. First thing I want to do is immediately target all those. Battleoid here, because obviously I'm not getting the Guardian's ability to fire missiles. The fact that it lets me dramatically, you know, protect my health is better. Because you have to actually take out these turrets. There we go for those. I want to take this out. Because honestly, we have less armor now. We will take more damage. But again, the speed is just that worth it. So we want to do that one there. That's all those. Go back to that there. Quick changes of that one. Turn this way. That there. Somewhere there's an enemy behind me that I failed to get. But there's sabotage. Call to arms. Those that have played this game before. Fun fact. You don't need to care about the fighter pods at all. They do not matter. Now, this is something we want to do. This is literally one of the only true type of sequence breaks you can do in the run. And that's a small sequence break. You have to protect this factory here. Take out these. Now, there is actually a soft lock in the game in this mission if you don't do everything properly or you save the factory first. as it won't let you continue onward. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. That's some missiles quick. Again, we can ignore the fighter. Do that there. Here will tell us, you know, that one. Quickly stop, pick him up. Fly over here. Now to play it safe, we're going to go help over here. Because honestly, if we don't, we want to have break off their attack first. We can skip them, but the thing is that if we do, there's a better likelihood that the factory can get destroyed, and it's just smarter to do that first. You know, especially in a marathon setting, you don't want to have a restart of a mission. Yep. Now we can do that. There we go. Do that. We can avoid the enemies that are over here. They are kind of important at all. Have to get rid of the enemies that are around the factory entirely, and sometimes we'll do that, and then we're good there. Power struggle, we've got to actually get rid, some fleeing shuttles. Oops. What we want to do is immediately go here. Get some shuttles. Use some missiles.
More shuttles arriving, Jack.
Takes like 3 missile volleys to actually take out a shuttle. And you notice I'll be switching to Battlecry. That's so I can actually stay in place. Check to make sure I didn't accidentally let one get away. Okay, you. Take you out. You can't let him get away. Wanna let go of the guns for a second? You don't really need to worry about anything else other than the shuttles here. Take you out. And if my calculations are right, should be the last one. Okay, that means I gotta quickly check because I let one go. Okay, that means I need to quickly fly around and find it. By the way, y'all can still hear me, right? Come on, where are you? Again, you certainly can despawn or anything else like that because that can happen. Ah, nope. There you go. Okay, did I miss another one? Because every now and then that can happen. Okay, come on now. Because don't want to lose time here and there, but if something does happen, you can always restart. Let's see here. Oh, there we are. Okay, there we go. Lost a tiny bit of time, but still. Wait, you screw up. Now then, we're on CAT scan. Everybody's favorite mission of protect the cat's eye here. This is literally the first stage where we will be abusing decoys. Because those fighter pods are what literally destroy, aims for the cat's eye. And the AI pilot is stupid. And I mean that in a, oh my god way, but it's just like, so we're gonna want to take out some of the fighter pods, use decoys legitimately, like, we'll be switching back and forth between those two immensely. And I'm talking like, we will legitimately be using decoys and the rate of fire. That one, take out one of those. We can avoid the actual scout, the actual fighter, the battle pods, because they're not, really targeting cat's eye, but they are targeting us. And the fact that the Battlecry can actually take out missiles, means we can actually use that to our advantage. And auto-targeting is very useful here. Now, in the beginning of this stage, notice that I was checking to the left. The first spawn is, first fighter pod is always in one of two spots. Either behind you or to the left of you. You want to quickly stay and still, quickly check, all the directions on that one. Get rid of those missiles, because they are targeting the actual cat's eye. Now this is a pure auto-scroller. There is no way to speed this up. I've still got to figure out whether or not it's faster to just take out the, leave one of the things alive or not. Because in this one, only one can spawn at a time. Try not to let the actual thing get too far, take... I gotta remember to actually not overtax my gun pod, my ammo for the guns. So there's that.
Time to take these guys to school.
Wanna launch a missile there. That one. Use the auto targeting on that one. Gotta love the missile throw X in this game, and the show itself. 43 seconds. I quickly shoot down all of its missiles, because we don't want that cat's eye to get destroyed, because we have to let that actually finish. Now, let's see here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on now. And we're done. The reason why I was counting that one is because you can still die even as the timer hits 0. Now then, you gotta let the cat get the cat's eye home. Back to the surface. However, unlike the last mission where it can launch, where there's only one at a time, this time there's multiples of it. Still another glorious auto-scroller. So, same strategy. except this time we want to actually make sure we get rid of some of the actual fighter pods, as no, they can't aim for us. Want to make sure that does not take as much damage as could. A lot of fans of the game just do not like this mission, these two missions at all. The trick to this mission is to actually do that one. And Splash, thank you for subscribing and helping out TV Live. TV Live. Anyway, let's see here. Gotta use radar to remember where the cat's eye is. So let's go straight quick on that one. Got some missiles there. Now, those are called male power armors. We'll see them here and there. What we want to do now is, again, quickly make sure that we don't let the cat's eye get destroyed. Again, we want to basically do that one. We keep an eye on it. Quickly let the auto-targeting do its job. Do some strafing again. Quickly get rid of the missiles. Fire some missiles, strafe a bit, make sure that the is not hit the cat's eye here. Again, and just keep strafing. Deal some damage there, launch a missile here and there. Strafes again. Yes, I know, you are. Gotta make sure that I don't lose track of it.
Almost there. If you can make it through re-entry, they should break off the attack.
That's a big if. I'm not gonna start celebrating
now.
just yet.
Made it! Yes! I nearly lost track of where the cat's eye was, but made it. So now, let's go. Hostage crisis. Gonna immediately change. Doesn't matter if we, if we take the hit and get the transform, because we'll want to get rid of these battle pods. Prevent it from breaking through. Anyway, we gotta rescue some hostages. Quickly use fighter on some heavy missiles. Quickly over here. Take these out. I have tried to just skip them, but it does not work. Anyway, we want to go over here. sniper here. As a positive, it cannot hit us if we are above it. Again, so we're going to quickly use missiles to just do that one. I could just hover with Guardian, but at least in my opinion, it's easier to do that. So we want to fly this way.
Found the hostages.
Good. Free the hostages by destroying that gate. They can't get far while these guards hang around.
Need to take out the gate there. Another reason why I prefer battle to Guardian is because if you accidentally, because we're boosting so much, if you accidentally hit the button for boost, you will rocket forward. And we've rescued the hostages. Chat, do let me know if you're enjoying this and if you can hear me quite nicely. And of course, this is for Feed the Children. Anyway, daring rescue. We need to get those hostages that we just rescued back to safety.
Stop here, drivers.
This is a semi-auto scroller.
Wait for me to find that sniper before you continue.
See that sniper there? Male power armors take more damage from sniper rifle than normally. So we're going to legitimately use that to our advantage by taking them, by dealing out a quick hit there. The general idea here is to keep the convoy moving as fast as possible. So we want to wait here, since that's where the next set of enemies is. We do that there. Fly this way, fly over here, straight there. Since, again, launch some missiles at it. There we go for that one there. We have to generally destroy that gate so that way it allows us to keep going. So if we do that, then the enemies, then the convoy won't stop. Then we want to quickly do this, that one there. Fly there. Well, I didn't get to show one of the coolest tech, in the early game in Knight's Edge. You might get to see it in the Mission 3 boss fight, which is being able to actually get stuck on an enemy ship and actually be able to use that to just get rapid fire on that one. As I said, hopefully you all can hear me. Because that's all I can say. So we're going to wait here for these enemies to spawn. We fly this way. Back there, back to that there. Now, there's two groups of enemies that will spawn. One to the left and one to the right. Since we have to fly a bit to get to the left one, I personally prefer to wait here. This allows me to quickly get rid of them fast enough. Because those will be spawning from a side. That one. Everything on that one. Locked again, we're going to be using some missiles here. Again, hovering this way. Normally I'd want to get the actual male power armor with some of the fighters' missiles, but do what you can do. And since now since we have like these two enemies left, end of the mission, we'll do that there, right there, and just basically wait till they get to the last part of it. And there's that one. Now, I need to shut up on this mission. This is legitimately one of the hardest missions in the game. we have to save Rick Hunter here. Folks, one of the main characters of the original show.
That's right. Jack the Giant Killer.
And, beginning stage, we're going to cost us a death. That would be this one. That. We'll avoid hitting Rick because we can get hit by our fire. Phase 2. Okay, gotta bring this Cyclops here. It's gonna dish out a lot of damage and it'll hurt Rick with no tomorrow. Okay, no armor left. Rick, please don't be an idiot. I have literally had him right into my line of fire before, like seconds before, you know, the end of the stage. It legitimately annoyed me before. Yes! Okay, Road to Ruin, we need to protect Lynn and May here. AKA, for those that have seen the show, just not cross herself. So we wanna, and at the time, Rick's girlfriend.
It's Finlay's car. Finlay! All right.
We wanna do this, do this, do this, do this, do this.
That's right. Jack the Giant Killer.
Gotta quickly take out enemies there.
Thank goodness you're here. I was running late for my concert when we came under attack.
I'm just glad you're okay, Finlay. Jack, escort Finlay to the concert hall. She'll be safe there. I'll do a quick patrol and make sure the city's clear.
Hi,
I'll quickly
Nice to meet you.
mask that so we can get her as soon as possible. I'll quickly go to the concert hall. So this is one of the reasons why the Zentradi, although very warlike, decided to, give up on being as warlike music. Anyway, we want to drop her off at the concert hall.
We're just in time for my concert. Thanks so much.
It says they'll sing a song for us, but we never get to hear that song.
Re-entry pods are landing all over the city, and the Zentradi are heading this way. We've got to protect all those people in the concert hall.
Well, I would fly towards there, but it wasn't. I don't know, but still. Maybe we want to take these out. Take them out. Ideally here you want to actually pick a spot that you can actually, quickly choose between where the enemies are coming from. spot where you can shift back and forth between them. So go coming over here, go over that way. Do that there. This one's over here. Shift Guardian. Turn Fighter again. Do that there. Because the next one's closest is over here. The reason why I don't go as far away to meet the enemies head on is because it's a lot, since I have to protect the target, it's a lot faster to just keep close at hand in case of, it's that way you don't miss time, forget where the others are. And there we go for that one. And now we're on to Deadly Storm. We have to protect Izzy from, what's her name again? So what we're going to do is basically use a combination of stuff. We don't have to worry about her missiles on that one. You'll also see me quickly use the Battlecry's auto-targeting to be able to help with figuring out where she is. You'll also see me quickly change and launch missiles before turning the whole way. This is to actually allow myself to quickly get off a volley while she is leading, while she is flying around me, while still getting off a continuous rate of fire. Yeah, Izzy, I know, but you're getting shot down anyway, so you just want to use that. Quickly return that one, quickly fire some missiles, so that way they are already getting up to speed before. I don't know if there's actually a speed thing on that one, but it does help with letting them, turn on that one and get closer to her. Again, using the fact of the auto targeting to help with figuring out where she is. Still further up. Again, because it's a full 3D plane, you want to actually, use that to help with determining altitude, at least I do. Yeah, Izzy, I know. Again, missiles are useful. Again, want to keep turning on that one. Use the actual fighter's gun, which does a lot of damage because of the speed of it, to help with increasing the amount of damage that we're dealing. And again, as I said, I want to use that to health. I will shoot down a missile packet too, just to play it safe. Got her. Nick of time too. Graveyard. This is legitimately one of the latest strats. Well, the second part of this fight strats. for a while, the first part, which is an AI exploit. Anyway, since he got shot down, we have to actually help rescue her before she drowns. What we're going to do is shoot down her missiles, launch up some of ours, shoot down hers, keep up the rate of fire. Now, if you're wondering how I am getting her to stand still, it's an actual AI quirk and manipulation. Basically, as long as we stand, you know, where she'll actually hover, it helps us actually just straight off the back just get more damage output. Now I want to grab Izzy so that way she doesn't drown. Drop her off over here. Fly back. She starts with a bit of health while she's away from the last mission. Normally I could use Guardian here, but the thing is that honestly, because we want to be dealing out as much damage as we can, and because Battle really helps with shooting down missiles, it's easy to just switch back and forth because I can also back up. I can use the fighter's ability to launch missiles to actually, you know, keep backing up and just quickly move forward, let go of the boost, and then use the fighter's natural speed to, you know, basically just let it go forward and just launch its full volley and switch back. Also, I need an adult here. That line always makes me go, you know, like, I need an adult. I know it's not what's used by that one, but the tone implied, and that's Graveyard. Now, used to be, until I figured out how to get that perfectly yesterday, you know, the second part of it, you would just, you know, fly around and hope to get it. Anyway, we're helping Hero out here, and this is the first time where we actually have to take out scout pods entirely. They take a full sniper shot. You might wonder why I'm not just using missiles and the like, because they will run away if we have to, if we don't do that one. Now, they have attacked a town called Little Mesa. We need to protect that town. There. The thing is that if we don't get rid of all of them, they will actually summon help, and that will end and that results in a mission failure. Now we can fly away. It will be like, we're messing around. It's like, but we got all the ones that we needed to get rid of. So now, what you see over here is a reentry pod. They will be showing up a bit more. They want out. They bring out more of the enemies in Trotty. They, you know, want more. So what we're going to do is over here protect Hero, because he needs to get to there. So what we want to do is protect him, you know, let him do that, and then just basically, you know, let him just, you know, head towards the shelter. You don't want to let him get too far ahead. You don't want to go too far ahead or too far behind, because, well, it will prevent us from, you know, he'll take damage, which is one thing you start to notice with allies. If you get too far ahead or behind, they end up taking more damage than, you know, just out of random, so we want to basically prevent that from happening. And do all that, do it again. Normally, I think with this part, you're not supposed to know where they are. You know where that scout pod, you know where that thing is. So now what we're going to do is chill here, let the game wander a bit, and go from there. sorry. That's something I've never done before. Well, I guess that's the marathons, at least for this runs. That's never happened before, line. We want to take that out. Not expect Hero to get caught on us. Yeah, oh well. Anyway, fly over here, protect the bunker to where the civilians have hidden. Take those out. That. Want some missiles at the reentry pods. Take these out. Take them out. Take that out. Take that out. Now you. If this was an IL, I would immediately go and go take out the last reentry pod, as we have to let them. We have to let this one try to destroy the bunker. The problem is that you can actually prevent that. Doing that immediately prevents us from. It saves the mission, but at the same point, it does not prevent them from, stopping. Basically, the game doesn't know what to do, so it boots us back out to the main menu, the mission select menu. Anyway, we have to protect one of the commanders here and take down Hero. Yeah, I know, but I can't let you do it. He's a good man. He was a good man, but still. You notice me flying towards him on that one. That's because of a cool piece of tech where we can just, fly right at him and just literally get stuck on him. Just like how he got stuck on us, we can do that to him. Just like that. If done properly, we can just unload our machine gun in fighter mode, along with our missiles at a point-blank range, dealing out a lot more damage. But in this case, what I'll do is just hang out above him and take out, and hopefully not die, because I'm low on health now. Ah! Ties do not go to the player. Ties do not go to the player, sadly. That was more of something I do not want to have happen. And try to get away. It happens, sadly. Okay, you want to use our heavier missiles to take him out. Use that there. Let's go. Do that there. Okay, there's that. Come on. Want to do that there. Do that there, strafe him. Try not to die. Try not to die again. I'm gonna play it conservatively now. This is something I do not like to do with this mission, but do what you can do, especially in a marathon setting. that there. Got it. Now then, we're gonna do something. We unlocked the VF1S, but we're not going to use it. Well, let me face it. We're going to use it, just not yet. And notice I backed out in here to go to this mission. Agenda. We have to take out some scout pods. There's 8 of them in total. They're easy. It's like once you know where they all are, it's easy enough. But to do that there. Lots of missiles here. That should take out that one. That'll take out the first 4.
Almost there.
So next one, we want to go over here. Fly this way. Slow down a tiny bit so we can guarantee a kill on that one. That's 5. And we want to fly up to that one up there. That wreck up there that I just fired at just to show. Just to help with pointing it out. We'll pass by one. So, quick slow down just to make sure I don't miss it. Rack up, you know, some missiles on that one to get rid of it. Now, the other reason why I don't immediately switch to the 1S is because also it changes where you start slightly. So, there's another one here. And because it'll take us a bit of time to get to it, you can snipe it. And so we'll go from there. Now on to Mutiny. There's a reason we take these missions first in Chapter 4. We have to steal some shuttles and then do a few other things.
Come back when you have some skills.
So that one. Again, 6 of them. That's all we really need to get rid of, so we want to get rid of them. And now it'll say that we have to take out, there's some targets, there's some turrets on this one, so we'll fly away. Use these. This takes 2 missile volleys to take it out. Should have just kept strafing. Oh well. It happens. Trying to do something useful, and well, hey. Thought I had it, but it happens. So we'll take these out. Again, auto-targeting on that one. Want to take this out again. I had that one. Space here.
Great, one more to go. Well done, Wolf 10.
Now, as I said, we want to get a bit of, a bit away from it so we can actually, avoid the lasers. That there. That there, and we're done. Now then, you may wonder why I'm going out again. You saw how it said we unlocked something? We unlocked Super Veritex. Notice how it says Space Mission Only here. Well, we want to use them. So we're going to do that mission again. You have to beat a space mission here. And I also want to show them off. But still, you notice how we get double ammo and double the health? And a lot of extra speed? Well now, since the 1S is legitimately the, it's not the fastest of it, but it gives us those missiles. And has a lot more agility, even though we give up some for super Veritex. Well, you'll see what I mean. We want to do this there, do that there. Notice that we're legitimately getting a lot more speed. You may wonder what happened. You may wonder, oh, I'm running low in health. Be careful. The thing with super Veritex is that it gives us this extra health bar as well. But without it, we just transform back. We just lose it and basically go back to the 1S. But now, you know, doesn't cost me that much time to show it off. Yeah, that's a good thing, I guess. So, why should I show it off? Well, remember how I said it? Remember how the game said it's supposed to be for space missions only? Dev oversight. As long as we beat a space mission using this, it doesn't change the fact that we're using them. So, we now have double health, double of our normal missiles capacity, and a lot more speed. So, yeah. You're gonna be seeing some crazy, I'd say crazy, let's just insert whatever words you want to think there. I want to keep this PG-13, but we got missiles. And as I said, missiles deal a lot of damage. We also have a lot of extra speed. So now, because of a lot of the Subtrati activity, we're having to evacuate some of the towns. Raven being one of them. So yeah, we're just gonna basically be hitting out some of the stuff here. As well. I could wait a second. I'm going to turn up my game audio the tiniest bit because honestly it sounded a little bit low when I checked in, but still, I can fix that later on if needed. Sorry, y'all. You accidentally hit something, so you can stop the timer by accident. Let me know if it's still good, y'all. Anyway. So we just need to do that there. That there. Goes there. So yep. Some missiles. Some more missiles here. Now, I could use the fighter mode to actually bring down some fire in that one, but it's like you have to angle it at just the right way, just so that way it does not, so that way you don't fly too high to transform back. Yeah, finally showing up, hero.
Maybe you were hoping I'd get myself killed while I was waiting for you.
And do that there. Okay. Some missiles that take care of that. Take out two.
10, get over there as fast as you can and bring the man to
There
the
we go.
landing zone.
This is said about
Peace, if you don't mind.
having, you know, at a distance. It's a thing.
Good work. We're
So
starting to
yes,
load civilians
do
onto the
that one
sea
there.
sergeants. Protect them until they're ready for takeoff.
You out there. You out there. You out there. That one doesn't help with keeping down enemies in that one. You know, screen clutter on that one too. Also, the one drawback about shooters is that it does make it a little harder to actually control sometimes with missiles. Because, well, you're going really fast.
That's right. Giant killer.
Is that there?
Come back when you have some skills.
There. Now, there is a few things I could do, like waiting for the enemies to get out of here before launching missiles, because honestly that does speed up the process. Last of them, yep. So, yep, there's that, and Greystone is safe. Well, we rescued Greystone. So, from there, yep, there we go from that one, so yep. And now, honestly, this is more of a auto-scroller again, because we gotta let them get to a certain point. But, again, we're not supposed to have these here. So,
When you have some skills.
if this was, got anything to add to a race shooter, this would be the time. This is legitimately the mission where I will actually start doing this for fun. Because A, it prevents, you know, stuff being shown on the screen, and it just, you know, it's the, hey, there's nothing, you know, going on except for them flying, so that's what we're gonna do. That there. So we're gonna do that there. Do that there. Do that there. And because honestly we don't need to worry anymore. Present, we can just kick back, relax, and just hold off with things. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do it. As well, as you can see, you know, nothing going on. One of the things we'll have a, you know, damage problem with the one, so they've got to change, you know, out of that one. Although, fun fact, I have been working on trying to do a superless run for normal, and it's coming along nicely. I just gotta make sure I do not get annoyed, since essentially it's, you know, the early stages, you know, I'm already doing it on hard mode, and I know how to get through everything else on that one, and I've routed that, but the problem is that honestly, and I would love to do it on hard, and I've got strategies for it. It just comes down to like 1 or 2 missions that are just like really annoying. Although you lose some speed, it is just still good. And since we're waiting on enemies, I'm gonna kick back, relax, and grab a drink. Oh, grab a drink of water. So now, just gonna fly ahead bits. this. Mainly I'm doing that just A, for the swag, and B, because, you know, no enemies on screen. That way the game does not also have to show the radar and anything else moving. I don't know if it helps or not, but I guess you could call it lag reduction. But again, I'm not positive on that one. There. So how's everything? Chat, having fun? Enjoying the run? Enjoying the marathon? Hopefully y'all are enjoying it. That's all I can say. Just trying to adjust, you know, volume here and there, because this legitimately is a... We are not supposed to have this. This literally trivializes some of the upcoming missions, so... If audio here and there, just trying to adjust that so you can all hear me nicely. So, hopefully... Yeah. As I said, we are not supposed to have this. Yeah. But we do. As I said, this is one of those things, the run just takes... It's an action-based game. You have to, you know, be able to fly decently well, but apart from that, like, you know, it's like a good run to learn. Simple, easy to learn, you know, straightforward. That in there, that should be everything on that one. So we're just going to kick back, relax, make it really easy for the game to not have to render much, and just gonna wait for the actual sea searches to get to the target location. See? So we're just gonna kick back, relax, do that, and we're good. Now then, burning bridges. A lot of people have trouble with this mission casually, and I will, if you check out my channel, I actually have a guide to this with supers and non-supers, as it's all about using decoys. And I can thank GameFAQs for one of the guides someone wrote, you know, actually suggesting decoy abuse here, because that really helps the stages out. Decoy abuse, as well as that same spot where I learned about just getting rid of the enemies, you know, the actual enemy, you know, avoiding the reentry pods, just getting the enemies on that one. I want to do that. I want to do that there. This is not so much an auto-scroller as more of a get to the enemies, you know, let the you know, convoy cross a bridge. So we're gonna do that there. Have some more missiles there. Our first reentry pod. Now then, generally you think, okay, get rid of the reentry pod. We could do that, or we could just do that. So doing that means basically going to avoid other stuff. We don't need to care about the reentry pod, we're just going to do that. So yeah, it's now all about just preventing the which from taking damage. Usually 2 missile volleys is enough to take out the enemies that they release, or they actually drop off. So you want to target them. You know, as I said, it's usually, you know, like 1 missile volley to 2 missile volleys. If you want to play conservative, you can just use 1. But as you see, what I'll do is just wait here. Excuse me. And just wait for them to launch the, basically let the troops out. And since it's usually only 3 of them, just actually just does that as well. Even if you don't have supers, you're still going to be doing the same strategy, especially the one over here. As that's the one that launches with missiles. You don't want the enemies to get close to that one. And every now and then you can just, fire some missiles at the fighter pods. If you're not using supers, you're going to legitimately be in Battlecry a bit more shooting down the missiles instead of being able to just use decoys. Well, more decoys. No, but since we have the missiles to spare, we're going to be able to use that to essentially just launch more decoys and just be able to use some stuff. Sorry, all. Talking a lot on that one, but let's go. Got some more decoys. Again, use some decoys. This is there. Don't get them all, then we gotta do cleanups. But that's what we gotta do. Launch some missiles there. As I said, if you don't have supers, then what you're gonna be doing is just using more of the secondary fire of it. Basically machine guns to shoot down the enemies. Also, you'll notice that if I quickly mash with I'll quickly match with the fighter, with missile firing. It will sometimes block onto the next enemy as well. That's useful as well because you're targeting, 2 of the 3 instead of just 1 of them. And there we go. Now, double agent, we have to get to a double agent and bring them back to base. So we want to switch that one. While flying there, we want to take out as many enemies as we can. So that way we can avoid things in that one. So we have to go pick them up. Because of that, we want to make sure we get rid of as many missile enemy, along the way as we can. Because we have to pick up the actual double agent. A data pod that they give. But the problem is we are still picking that up. meaning we have to be in, of course, Guardian mode. So we lose some of the speed. We can still avoid things. But what we want to do is launch our missiles to basically help with preventing us from taking a lot of damage. We want to have some of the scout pods gone so that way it can help with making sure we get to the correct location. Because the canyons can be a bit annoying with losing track of where you are. Because, well, it's a canyon. It's not a negative, it's just legitimately, like, looting this has been a very, like, okay, is this the proper way to go? Is this the most optimal, like, path? It's been a low priority for me. So, as long as you follow the blue arrow, we're usually good. That's all we really have to do. Let me know if the game audio sounds good and you guys can hear me quite well. I'm trying to make sure, muting every now and then, checking how it sounds, but you can't. Anyway, so all we have to do is just get there in time. So we can just use missiles liberally here. Tank a bit of damage here and there. Now you think, without supers you'd want to just take out as much as you can, and that is sort of what you want to do as well. Dodge bits. Just a tiny bit, but at least we get, is at the very end, so it doesn't matter. Now, drop this off here, and you notice how it'll immediately drop to under a minute. That's when the sea sergeants come to pick it up. Now, they notice me aiming that at an angle. That's in order to make it easier to actually use the full fire, the actual increased speed of the fighters' guns to take out a re-entry pod. I'm taking it out rather than actually taking out the enemies there, because I'm not sure how many will be dropped off, and I really have never tried to figure it out. There we go. Sorry. Back last, we got to take out a shuttle column. So, what we want to do is do that there. This is also where you start to see the fact that supers getting increased speed can be annoying, because just the speed increase basically means that it's hard to actually fly close to them, because there's no break. It's useful for a lot of stuff, but when you have to get close to some enemies, it is a bit of a pain. And with what I've been rooting for superless, this is where you would actually just take out a few of the targets, but for the actual laser stuff, I just gotta let that one come a bit closer. Just come all the way. It looks like we're gonna have to deal with more than I'd like. I wanna use that there. Fire that one there. that there. Fly around there. Fire that there. That there. See, there's that right there. You want to fly over here again? On stays there. Nice thing is honestly, the fact that when we use supers, it does help with increasing the speed. So we've got all those. Should be 1 to 2 left if I recall. So we want to do that one. That way, that way to give us time to recharge. Do that there. And then we're done that one. Lightning Strike. I am partial to this mission, as this is one of my personal, I won't say favorites, but when I first was working on routing, the first few runs, I kept forgetting where one of the things was, so I developed a strategy. And while testing out things, I found what is actually stupidly good.
There's one of the munitions crates.
One of the best things in this, so we're going to take that out. Took a little too much damage, but that means I just have to be a bit cautious of that one. Anyway, we're supposed to take out some supply crates, well, some crates of protoculture, which is at least the Robotech. This one. Okay, where are you? Using time here. Ah, there we are. Blended in. But anyway, we go from there. We fly over here.
Time to take these guys to school.
I want to take out these. The benefit to doing this is it also lets us skip having the enemies spawn, waves upon waves upon waves of reinforcements. I'll do that there.
Come back when you have some skills.
You notice me double checking with pressing start on that one. Anyway, we've got 2 of the 3 objectives down.
Meant to do that.
Remember what I said about being able to get stuck on enemy vehicles? Yep, even shuttles. And we're done. Yep, AV. And the run is fun. Been working with no super list as well as other stuff. Anyway, you want to do this one. Try to avoid sniper fire. What do you know? There we go. Take it slowly here. Fly this way. Let's go, come on. Strategy to this, but there we go. And there's Nutshell Pass. I'm using the GameCube version, though it's on GameCube, PS2, and original Xbox. With the PlayStation 2 version coming out before, you know, the others, but it has like a few quirks here and there. Anyway, we want to fly towards the enemy here. Fire a lot of missiles at it. Because this acts like, because this boss is based off of metal power armors, it will try to get far away from us and snipe us. So, we're going to use that to our advantage. Come on, go land, please. Thank you. What you're really hoping to do is have them actually land as soon as they can. Sometimes you take a damage hit, but you want to fly really close and do something like that. You can take them out either way, but the reason why we do that is because honestly it lets us get damage in faster. And there's that one. Actually, all three are good. I have yet to play the Xbox version. I've got the PS2 version. And also, fun fact, the Xbox version is probably... Actually, it was released on the 360, so, well, it's backwards compatible, so I don't know if that would make a difference or not for load times. But still, it's got a lot of good looks to it. It's, again, if you're a fan of Robotech and a fan of Macross, then I highly recommend checking out all three series. But, you know, basically, Super Adventure Fortress Macross, Super Adventure Fortress Southern Cross, gotta pick the last one, third so that it was used to help with the happening yet. But I highly recommend checking out all of those on top of Robotech, as all of them are just so good. Robotech actually helping influence, basically kids in the, in the West because of just like how cool it was. It was one of the actual first shows on Cartoon Network's Tsunami ages ago, though they only showed the first two arcs of it. But with Original Macross actually being one of the things to help with popularizing the transforming mech as a thing. So I want to just wait there, you know, until Izzy gets closer. Flying ahead, finally. Don't want to fly too far ahead because Izzy, you know, will take a lot of damage and will also spawn enemies in that one. But also, we want to, you know, as I said, I've been working on Superlist as a category, which is essentially the closest we'll get to a low percent. Because I don't think anybody wants to use the first, like the slowest Veritech. So let's see. I'll be a little closer before I fly ahead to the, the very annoying alleyway here. This fighter, I'm just using Battlecry here, so, Guardian. Just make it easier. Also do auto targeting. People, scoff at Battlecry for, being slow. It's slow, but it legitimately has auto targeting. Which is very useful for the speed run. Plus also being able to turn 360 degrees is very useful as well. Anyway, we gotta go back and save Izzy. And for those that played this game, I'm using the 1S. Because it legitimately has the most missile capacity and the highest speed, which is what we need. Come on, you. Come on now. Let's see here. Come on. Okay, there we go for that one. said, all three versions are good. The PS2 version has a few audio glitches here and there, but a few other things, but it's still a good version of the game. I want to go back here, because if we go too far, Izzy will actually take a lot of damage, which we don't want that to happen. So I can just wait here and do this. Had to get a drink of water, but no. One of the things I am happy about, you know, still have to finish rating up 100%, but still. Depends on the missions. What missions does you have a problem with? I've literally got a guide for at least fixing one or two of the soft locks and how to do that one. It's mainly knowing how to respawn the stuff, and with some of the other missions, it's just knowing exactly where to fix up a few of the things. But there's ways to actually get a lot of them to actually not have a problem. And this does include the Call to Arms mission. Anyway, we'll fly this way. Fly over here, the hero. You gotta rescue him since he got shot down. Took me a while to figure out the proper way to make this mission, you know, a lot easier on that one, but I figured it out.
I'm wounded pretty bad. Get out of here while you can. I'll cover you.
And that one there. We'll still be doing this even without supers here. I'll do that one there, that one there, that one there. Hold on a minute. That there. That there. That there. That there. Those. That there. Launch the missiles quickly. Launch these that way to get rid of them. Up there. And we should be good now. As I said, you know, most of the missions, like, just knowing how to most of the missions, it's more about just knowing which, you know, some of the missions, it's purely a despawn. So knowing how to fix the despawn, you know, actually get the enemies to spawn again is legitimately just a strat. A little too far, but we got that. It's like for Force of Arms, just avoid dealing with the factory and get rid of all the stuff before we're going to take it out, so you can destroy the gate. For Hostage Crisis, there's a spot where you can actually just go through and get back to, you know, respawn them. Same thing with the, same thing with Welcome to Zen City, second group of enemies. I don't know about the others, but the smartest thing to do, wait for, God, what is it, Destroy to Danger, there's ways to get through that. Yeah, hold on a minute. Almost went the wrong way. Again. Oh wait. I'm there. I just was flying over it. But no, for Destroy to Danger, you have to destroy all the surrounding ones. That includes the one that will spawn by the bridge, because if you don't, it will call, you know, it won't let you continue. I mean, one of the nice things I'm actually glad I set up as a category is real win percent, which is using the level select to be able to use, you know, any of the, basically make it a lot easier to do a new game plus style block. this mission does not require speed. It just requires missiles. I want to take out the segment here, which that way we don't take a lot of damage from it. There we go, down there. Put a little power on there. Quick turns with this. Be able to not throwing that one. I was trying to let myself into that one, so let's go here, use that. Come on there, right there, do that there. Right there. There's a few more after this one. Okay. Do that there. Left. Again, like some of these games, like I really think a lot of people with the style of Next and a lot of the other style games really do need more love as far as getting shown off. Speedruns are like very good. That there, that there. That there. Let the gun pod get restored, and we're done. So, we've got to basically get some supply crates back to the base. I just go in order that they appear. Yeah. They got the grab, nice. And the reason why I say that is because that grab is legitimately, if you screw it up, you can take a lot of damage early. Because you're trying to go at speed and trying to either grab as a quick grab or... Is that... Yep, it is. I was worried on that one that it didn't fall in. See, that can happen if you don't want that to happen. And in this case, it's actually faster to take a mission restart because of how much time, the movement will cost me. I can do it, it's just... in my opinion, like, it's the whole fact of this is just that much of a time loss to some degree. Because you want the extra speed, and with it being so early in the mission, it's just, I've taken the safety there. So this way, that one. Normally I wouldn't put marathon safety there. So we're going to go back, drop this one off at the base. sure that got dropped off. In this case, it's not as bad because, you know, it's going to cost me a little bit of time, and it's going to be annoying. Hopefully I did not get it the correct way, which I did. Again, it happens every now and then, but do what you can do. Again, I'd prefer to actually have not had that happen and maintain supers throughout the entire mission, but it is what it is. So fly this way, fly over here, do that there, and we should be good. This is literally like one of the missions where it's just like you want to maintain supers as long as possible and just try not to take as much damage in that one. So I just took a restart immediately after losing it before grabbing the second one was because since I had 2 more to go, it's, at least in my opinion, faster because that way it's still, you know, it's still like, you'll still lose a bit of time, but not as much as like having to just fly around with slower speed, and also marathon safety in that one. It's so that I don't accidentally take more damage or possibly die.
Next time, try aiming.
Where are you? There you are. Get rid of the enemies until the sea sergeants get here. Yeah, I know. That there. Right there. Look, when I actually fire a lot of missiles, I expect you to actually land. There we go. That one there. Hovering this way so that way I can keep distance of that one and accidentally, you know, not accidentally hit the, there we go. And now we're on to Chapter 5. So, besieged with everything that's happened, you know, with the enemies being more aggressive than ever. You know, they're deciding to abandon the base, base 6 on that one. But we gotta help, you know, prevent the thing from happening. So 4 minutes, 44 seconds from the start of this mission. That is the exact time. Apply a little bit of that one there. It's like 4 minutes, 44 seconds. I know that's time down to the, you know, down to the, you know, down to exactly how much it is. Now, the entry pods here, I could just take out the pods themselves, and, you know, I could take out the pods themselves, or I could take out the ships that, you know, the actual fighting the battle pods that they launch, there's pros and cons to that one. The actual, God, I forget what they're called, can do it themselves, but the problem is that honestly, you know, they will also take a bit more damage. So it's hard to tell in that one. So what I've learned is for, you know, in the marathon setting, just take a hybrid approach. So I will be doing, you know, well, you're taking out fighters as well as some of the miniature pods.
You want some too?
Not there. Said, I'm being a little quiet here because this mission can be annoying. And as I said, 4 minutes 43 seconds. It is legitimately an auto-scroller. And the goal here is just to basically let the, just to keep them alive. I'm doing my job. Just keeping you all alive.
Hey y'all, it's me, Concake. Sorry about that. We seem to have some crashes here with our relay server, but we're trying to get this back up just as soon as we can. So we do apologize about the delay here, but I'll take this time here just to say thanks again so much for donating today, and I think we had a sub during that, so let me go ahead and say thank you to Splash for Mirrodin. Hey, thanks for that sub. Yeah, remember we are doing this charity, we are doing this event for charity this weekend. We're supporting the Random Acts charity, helping to feed families worldwide. So all of your bits, all of your subs, all of your cash donations, all going to charity. So we've already hit $2,006. That's awesome. But yeah, keep it going if you can. And yeah, thank you so much for helping us out. And I do apologize about the little bit of delay here, but we are working on getting it back up just as soon as possible. But I guess enjoy some Cold Steel music while you're waiting. Yo, yes, Cold Steel came in yesterday. I didn't know it was coming, but it did. I don't know how I feel about it so far. Alrighty, y'all. Looks like we should have this back up for you for the finish of Robotech in just a minute. And I do apologize about that, but hey, it's an online marathon. That's how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. But we will get you right back in the action just as soon as possible. Hook fact, there will be no hook run back, but we will have the game back up for you real soon. My boy, I was scared. Yeah. Again, just want to say again that we are doing this marathon here for the Random Acts charity. We are raising money to help feed families across the world. So any bit that you can help us out with, we very much appreciate it. You've already helped us out a ton, which is awesome. But any more you can give, you know, hey, that's awesome. So, thank you all so much so far for the support this weekend. It's been a fun weekend. Can y'all believe that my boy I Was Scared? That was 2 days ago already. That feels like it was last week. Sorry about this, y'all. I only had a couple songs prepped, so I don't have, I'll find some new.
Sorry for the hold up, folks. I would have actually, trying to figure out just like my chat on that one. But okay, so the only reason why I continued onward to the last mission is, hey, world record pace. I don't know about you guys, but as a runner, yeah, I'm not gonna give that up. However, what I can do is backup saves are good. So I'll show you all chapter 5, which is basically what you missed on that one, I think. Settings still need to blow that to hard. So first and foremost, we need to reset the super glitch. Well, their attack stuff on that one. So I'm going to try to show you at least some of Chapter 5 on that one, considering all of that stuff. But I need to set up the super's ability again. Yeah. Sucks when it's just like you're on world record pace and something happens, but it had died partway through 5, so...
Great, one more to go.
Anyway, let's deal with this one, because I got the ability to do a lot of stuff.
Well done, Wolf 10.
So we just need to fly away, get some missiles,
Renegades and Trotty are turning their turrets on the
and go from there.
Take out those turrets before the AR.
So got all that one. doing it again, it's because it gotta set up the ability again, but yeah, do what we can do. Problems happen, we do what we can. So put the stuff there. That there, fire those. And there's that one. Chapter 5 isn't that bad. It's just, first mission here is an auto-scroller, which is 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Nothing I can help with here. But after that, once I can, our one boss fight, we're pretty good. So, yeah. So, it happens. It wasn't my fault. Not a negative restream side. It's just one of those, it's just like, yeah. Anyway, the entry pods here, you don't want to actually just get through that one. So, we're going to be doing some fun things here. There. Yeah, sucks on that one that, like, you guys should have seen the last thing on world record pace, but still, it happens. Anyway, we gotta defend these, defend these things. Now, ideally, you'd want to take out, let them take out the re-entry pods. So, what you want to do is try to take out some of the missiles they launch while using your missiles to take out the re-entry. While taking out the actual, ships, the actual fighters, not fighters, the actual things that they're going to fire, they're going to launch, the battle pods. Throw some decoys here and there. That there. Want some missiles there. And some decoys here to help with protecting them. Yeah. That one there. That there. We sort of fire out some decoys here and there because honestly, this is one of those things where we have to keep them alive. And it's one of those things, it's just like, we can only do what we can do. That. Got some decoys here and there.
Yeah, that's right. Jack the Giant Killer.
That there. Again, stuff happens in that one. It happens, so yeah. Gonna do this. Fire some missiles there again. Take you out. routes. Take these out. Throw out some decoys. Throw out some more decoys. Throw out those, and we're good there. Yeah. Anyway, we gotta take out Kiryu one last time. We wanna make sure she doesn't launch any missiles. Oh, goody. I think I just found a solution to set up the AI stuff on this aids too. That's useful. That is useful. Yep. Ah. Let's go here. Yep. Yeah. That's a positive for me. Net positive for me. And now I just found another way to make this stage even faster. Yay! Anyway, we want to take Kiryu out here one last time. Take out her missiles again. No, take out her missiles again. Positive. I just figured out a way to save this, make this mission even faster. Oops. At least I'm going to have to legitimately go and test this out. So let's put those down. That there. That there. That there. Let's go. That way I've got backup files for practicing a lot of different levels. So that's good for that one. So, no escape, warpath, and the others, it's like, not bad. Ah. Anyway, for war, there's no escape, we just gotta get to the shuttles and prevent the officers' pods from being dead. So essentially, we just need to fly there. Don't have to worry about anything, just gotta make sure we're not hitting any walls, and just hold A, and keep boosting. So, if there's one, take out that one there, so that way we don't have to deal with it later, once we get to the shuttles. Want to do that one there, so that way we can get the turns fast enough. Again, you see how flying too high can cause that. Luckily, we're almost there. We have full 7 missiles, so we have the ability to take out the pods fast.
Those shuttles look ready to launch.
I'm going to take out these, so that way don't have to worry about causing any problems from them. Because it's hard mode, it's smart enough to do that one. Let's see. Okay, so there's all that one. Where are you, officer? There you are. I finally get to show that off. Okay, so Warpath, we've got to take out these 8 re-entry pods. We got to take out 8 re-entry pods. So what we want to do is help. We want to start off by actually firing auto missiles at them while we're on our way. Use the guns. You only need to take out 8 of them.
I'm in trouble.
Gonna do that there.
Next time, try aiming.
4. 5. Gonna do that there. 6. 7. And that's 8. Welcome to Zen City. We just have to beat this, have to get to, Zeral. Fly there. Now, the interesting thing about Zen City is we need to preserve our health a little bit because of snipers. So you'll see me actually snipe these rather than take them out normally. If you're wondering why I'm not just skipping over this stuff, it's something from one of the later things in the mission where we have to actually get rid of everything. Scout out there. So we're gonna drop there. Right there. Wait on that one.
Come back when you have some skills.
Right there. If you do get a despawn here, you just have to go around and turn around on that one to get them to spawn again. We want to do this. That's as lot of missiles as we can. Do that there. Wait for this one to spawn. Drop him on that one. Get rid of that. And a straight on that one. Fly there. There's that. Now we will be actually sniping that one rather than trying to fire at, trying to get close because we don't want to take sniper damage.
New orders, Wolf 10.
The game does not tell us that we need to get rid of that one. It gives us a hint in destroying something that causes water. And heck, I had to look that one up when I was trying to play the game casually. And look basics on some of the things here and there, but still, we gotta rescue these downed pilots. Just slightly outside of it, so yeah.
All right, we're sending out a
There we
chopper
go.
to pick them up. Proceed into the city and clear out the
Notice how it says we gotta take out everything else. So we want to take out this. Take that out. Take that scrap that out. that out at a distance. Because there's a sniper over there. I'm gonna stand here and just like launch a lot of missiles at him. That and there. I could go over there, but because there's a sniper right there, we want to avoid taking a hit there because that will take a lot of damage. As you can see clearly, why I try to avoid taking damage there. Anyway. Okay, let's just review. Don't have to do that one, but it stays there. There's that there. Enough to tank one hit. So we want to hit this dude. This is just basically to avoid taking a hit. Because there's two there. One there and one here. So we want to snipe them just that way. Makes it easier. Avoid the damage. And we should be done. This mission really soon. There we go. That one, that one, that one, and we're done this mission. So all we have left to do is to the death. Which, with Jack reaching this Rawls carrier, basically, it's also like, F it. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me at the moment, so, forms a hyperspace fold of his own, and, well, Jack's trapped out in space. So, yeah, sadly, make sure that we have, so that we can avoid damage. We're going to take out these missile turrets and laser turrets, you know, so that way to make it easier. We're going to launch as many missiles as we can at them. While he's turning, we're going to launch some more things at it. We're going to turn like that. We're going to launch some more missiles at it. We're going to do that again. We're going to make sure that we stay, you know, near him. Fun fact, honestly, his attacks will deal a lot of damage, but the fact of the matter is, as long as you turn to Battlecry, he will also try to come towards us because we're making ourselves a giant target. And as you can see, his attacks deal a lot of damage and auto-targeting. And being able to shoot down missiles is, you know, needed. That again, I'll do that again, I'll do that again. Wanna make sure to not hit the wrong button, wanna march towards him. While we're letting him move, we're also going to let ourselves, you know, dodge some of the fire. Launch right at him. Chains, you know, try to convince him to turn around towards us. As we're turning towards him, firing a set of missiles is useful because the whole fact of him turning towards us is just useful. And now it's just straight up to a dogfight. Dodge that again and again and again and again and again. Below us, so we want to actually do that there. So we'll shoot out his missiles. Yes, he has missiles too. down his missiles. No. These are all I have got. Fun fact, you can go out of bounds, we can't.
You fight like a central.
You think that's a compliment?
Okay, so we're gonna do that there, that there, that there. I coming. That there. Avoid his stuff. That there. And time.
You know the whole story. Or at least,
Ugh.
as much as I know. I've done some things I'm not proud of. I just hope that in the end,
Also, don't forget to salute, fallen warriors, everybody. According to books, from what I've heard, he does actually.
the oxygen's too thin for me to talk anymore. I guess it's a good time to go. The future's looking so bright.
As I was going to say, according to, from what I've heard of the novels, he apparently does survive, but I'm not positive on that one. Anyway, I think they want to continue on eggs to that one. Let's go from, like, possible, helping us go ahead and go from that one. Still, again, time on that one. Losing a little bit of time, yes, having to redo chapter 5 thing, but I did find a strategy out that is going to be tested out after all this is said and done for the run, so that's a positive. Anyway. Anyway, do try out the run. Do, again, remember the series that it's based off of, basically Supernatural Fortress Macross, Supernatural Fortress Southern Cross. Well, that's part 2, second part of the series, but you won't see that, with the first part since it's based off of the Macross part. But remember to check out the series, and remember to check out, everything that, on that one. If you like the game, let me know. I've got a tutorial that I need to now update with 2 new strategies, but it's the whole fact of enjoy it. It's on, stuff is on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Yada yada yada. I'll head out now to let them get on with the marathon. So until then, bye all.